What's up, guys? So I own and I'm involved in a lot of real estate projects. If you follow along on the channel, then you've probably seen a lot of them over the last few months and year. And with that, there's a really big expense that comes along with those projects. Outside of the acquisition costs and obviously the construction costs, the next biggest expense for a lot of them is actually furnishing these places. And not all the projects are furnished. Some of them are non-furnished and we're just leasing them out to tenants. But for the ones that are furnished, especially like the vacation rentals, for example, it can get really, really expensive very quick. We also furnish some of the flips, and we also furnish at times certain aspects of the real estate deals where we need to stage something that maybe is outside of what a typical stager would do, or sometimes they just stage it a little too bland and we want to make it look a little bit nicer or more enhanced to help the resale value. And knowing that this is so expensive, I've been looking for a way to save money on furniture and furnishings for these projects, and I think I found a really good solution. The tool is amazing because not only does it help you find dupes, but in some cases it helps you find one-for-one exact replicas of the exact item that you're looking for at a much cheaper cost. And keep in mind, especially for vacation rentals, for example, we always want to buy nicer furniture because these properties get a lot of wear and tear. So you can't really get away with doing IKEA furniture or flat pack furniture like you'd find with like Wayfair and All Modern, because over time it just gets worn down, breaks apart, and you end up replacing it multiple times rather than just paying, a higher price for some better quality furniture. And the beauty about the site that I found is it's replacements that are also decently good quality. And what's cool is they give you a lot of different options. So some of them are flat pack and you can avoid those, and then some of them are better quality. We're in this weird era right now where a lot of companies are making dupes and copies of other companies' original items. For example, I showed you guys a video where you can actually go on Amazon right now and get watches that look a lot like a Rolex, especially from afar, just a few feet away. It's pretty indistinguishable and they're actually really good quality. It's amazing that that's legal and that these companies are getting away with it, because even up close, it looks really, really good and they're made with quality materials. And honestly, even Walmart's getting in on the action. They've been in the news a lot lately about some of their dupes and designs that are copying major luxury brands for a fraction of the cost. How do you actually go about it? How do you find these dupes and these quality, almost one-for-one copies? Well, again, there's a website that I'm going to show you that you can go to that really helps you narrow down the search results. But again, you want to focus on quality to begin with. So what you want to do is you want to find products that you're then going to look for the dupe of. And that means going to the actual websites that are very expensive to find these products first. So what does that mean? Well, again, you want to avoid flat pack furniture because that is stuff that you have to assemble when it gets delivered. And over time, it just doesn't have the same durability as something that is made whole when it's first manufactured. You also want to avoid stuff like IKEA because, nobody's going to really make dupes of IKEA. It's already really cheap to begin with, right? So you want to start with quality furniture sites. Some of our favorites that we go to is like Crate and Barrel, CB2, West Elm, Pottery Barn. These are websites where they actually deliver the furniture themselves, or they hire a delivery company to bring the furniture to you. So you have to schedule a delivery. That's usually a good indication that it's not flat pack and it's not cheap furniture, because if they're going through the nuances of actually delivering it to your door or to your room, sometimes white glove, then in most cases it's being shipped whole. It's not being assembled on site. For example, even the shelving behind me is from Crate and Barrel. Those were delivered as whole individual units and they're solid wood. So they're really good quality furniture that's built to last. Places like All Modern and Wayfair, while great if you're just furnishing your own place and it's not going to get a lot of wear and tear, or you're using them maybe for staging rather than a short-term rental or a longer-term play, then yeah, Wayfair, All Modern, all that stuff that's flat packed and shipped to you is usually fine and will hold up for at least a couple of years. But again, for this particular instance, especially if you're going for like an Airbnb or vacation rental that's going to get a lot of wear and tear, you want to focus on the better brands. And so the goal is to start by finding items you like. So you go to these websites and you pick out stuff that you really like. And once you have a list of items that you like and you kind of understand how expensive it would be if you actually ordered these, then you go to this website to plug it in. So the website that I'm talking about is dupe.com, and it's as simple as it sounds. Literally, you just take the link from the other websites or even the name of the furniture item and you plug it in and search on dupe.com. Now, there's something important to keep in mind. You're going to see a ton of options ranging in price. So make sure that you still, even on dupe.com, focus on quality, especially if you're doing a vacation rental or again, something that's going to have a lot of wear and tear. And again, as I mentioned, if you're just staging or using it for your own place, then you can get some stuff that's flat pack and you'll find it on this site. But if it's for a short-term rental or a longer extended use, then you want to focus on quality even with this site. So with that said, let me give you an example. A good example would be the Eames lounge chair. This lounger is often showed in like Architecture Digest and like truly styled homes. It's shown, at open houses and all sorts of stuff. And if you're getting a true Eames lounger, it can easily set you back $5,000 or more. But on dupe.com, if you search the same thing, there are tons of alternatives for literally a fifth of the price or less. Look at all these examples. You could spend hours just going through what dupe.com found, and it's pretty remarkable how accurate some of these really are. But let's look at another example. So Restoration Hardware has the Cloud Couch. It is famous. So many people want the Cloud Couch, and it's extremely popular. But it too will also set you back $5,000 to $10,000 or more, especially if you need multiple sections. I mean, there's people who spend like $20,000 to $30,000 just on this couch. So on dupe.com, there are tons of alternative options. Some of them good, and some of them not so good or kind of bad. But then there's some like the one that Home Depot carries that are great alternative options. I mean, look at how realistic this looks compared to the real one, and it's a fraction of the cost. And also, since it's a couch, it's not going to be flat packed or much assembly required, maybe just the little legs. So again, what you do is you go to these sites, you find stuff that you like, and then you plug it into dupe.com and see what they have. They're not going to have one-for-one matches for everything out there, especially if it's a newer release, but stuff that's like really highly sought after or really popular, like the Cloud Couch, for example, you're going to find pretty good dupes and even one-for-one matches out there or clones. And it's a great way to save a lot of money, especially for vacation rentals that you're trying to make look really nice and enticing and get a higher nightly rate with something that's going to last a lot longer than flat pack furniture. The site really only works for furniture and home furnishings right now. I tried typing in Rolex to see what would pop up and nothing really did. Who's to say in the future they might start working on other consumer goods and luxury brands and all that kind of stuff. But for now, it's really just focused on home goods. But even if you don't have any furniture in mind, if you just go on the website and kind of play around with the tools as well as the blog, even in the background of the search, they have kind of photos scrolling throughout, and you can just click on stuff. This is stuff that other people have found and liked or purchased. It's stuff that, is featured in the blogs where they found really good matches for popular items. So you can spend a lot of time going into the weeds here and find some really, really awesome stuff. All right, guys, well, that's it for today's video. If you want to learn more about real estate investing, I've done a ton of videos about it, especially how to get started and kind of what to expect when you first get into it. Check out this playlist up here. I'll link it up above just so you can kind of dive into that and learn more about it. But that's it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. If you found it helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. But no worries if not. Hope to see you on a future video, but that's it for this one. Thanks.